Hello, welcome to Cyber Mentoring Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend and actually a great week, because I haven't streamed since last Monday because various things happening, but I'm here now. The most important stream, because this is the one where we learn stuff, where we train hopefully the next generation of pen testers or red teamers or bug bounty hunters or whatever. Yeah, so I see we have a bunch of people in chat. Always good. Goes to Spooky, Christy, Fromaster, Redacted, Alien Works. I think that's how you say that. Demon Leet, Olivier Pro Tips, the Shy Hat. The Shy Hat, I haven't seen you. I feel like I haven't seen you before in stream, but you don't come up as a new chatter, so maybe you just haven't spoken much. Life gets in the way. Yeah, it does. Life does get in the way. Kidfire69, KevXB, hello. How was everybody's week? How's everybody's weekend? Hopefully good. Seven out of 10? Hey, 7 out of 10 is better than 6 out of 10. I mean, it's freaking hot here. Where, like, I feel like everywhere's having a heat wave. Like, I know the UK is having a heat wave right now. But Massachusetts especially has been in the 90s. And to be honest, like, just very dry heat. Just not good, but I've got the AC on. Hopefully it's not being picked up by the mic. It doesn't look like it is. Yeah, if I stop talking, it goes down, I think. All right. So yeah, busy learning and doing a few CTFs. Awesome. Portswigger Labs from Tim GTA, even better. Demon watches my stream with almost closed eyes at 3 a.m. All right, fair enough. You guys are freaking crazy. The people in Europe who watch my streams up until 3 a.m. is, I mean, like, all the power to you, because that's dedication. I still think you're crazy, but especially since the VODs are always up the next day anyway. 35 Celsius. Yeah, that is bad. First write-up on TryHackMe. Awesome. Did an API top 10 workshop in person last week. Felt nice to do in person. Which API workshop did you do? Because I recently bought an API hacking book. Because, you know, I can do API security. Like, API security and web app security there's so much freaking overlap. But there's always new stuff with APIs. So I kind of would be interested in doing an API top 10 workshop just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Kidfire, it's 3:03 a.m. already at the start of a usually 3-hour stream. You are doubly crazy, sir. Okay. Solux Dead passed his OSC. Oh, sorry, passed his or her OSCP. Purchased your course in the past, so thank you for that. Well, very, very glad you obviously purchased my course, but even more glad that you passed the OSCP. Was it your first time taking it? I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess the obvious question is, like, how'd it go? How many points did you get? Did you do the report, or were you able to pass without it? We're going to talk about this for a few minutes because this is awesome. I love it. I love it when, especially, well, I love it when anyone passes the OCP, right? But when one of my students passes the OCP, that's even better. Can't you start on Wednesday or Friday at 1 p.m. so we can rage it? with 1K people from Cybernet. Yeah, possibly. That would be fun, I think. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. The issue is just like I don't like working late, even though a lot of the time I have to anyway, but if I obviously start a stream at 1 p.m. Eastern and go for 3 hours, I still have to work after that, which sucks. But yeah, I might just have to do something like that one time. That would be fun to get raided by Cybermenta. It was your third, nice. Shows dedication, man. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you pass. I'm always just interested in on like how many attempts people took. But third is great. Second after you got a programming job, didn't have time to study much. Makes sense. First time with AD. So your first time on the Active Directory exam, you passed with 70 points. That is awesome. Well done to you. I'm honestly not sure how I would fare these days with you, because everybody who frequents my streams knows Active Directory is my Achilles heel. See, because I passed my OSCP back in 2018, when it was still the stupid buffer overflow and 4 other boxes. You know, the reason I wrote auto recon was so you could do the buffer overflow and scan the boxes at the same time. But yeah, your camera has a white spot. I thought I had a dead pixel. Where's the white spot? Seriously, like, where is it? I can't see it on my screen. By your right headphone? My right one? Or this one? I'm gonna have to, hang on. Let me create an output projector. I honestly don't see it. Oh, actually, maybe. That's interesting, isn't it? So it's like, hang on. I'm gonna move. It's there, right? Is that it? Is it on the lens? that's the first thing we should check. Do I have? I guess I could just clean it with a tissue. Let's just. Here we go. I mean. Nope. What is it? There's more in the row right. This is like a really good webcam as well. It's not supposed to be. Well, that's a shame. Oh well. Everyone's just finding stuff wrong with my webcam apparently. That's really bizarre. And what happens if I turn it off and on again? Does that help? Let's try that. Hang on a minute. Did that do anything? I'm gonna create a projector again. No, I didn't do shit. You know what the good thing is when I switch away from the big face stream and I'm up here in like that corner, you won't see it at all. That's bizarre though. Why are there weird dead pixels? Interesting. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense really. Oh well. Okay, let's get to the first thing we need to do is we need to catch up from last week because we had a bunch of people subscribing, which obviously if you are new to the channel, if you subscribe here, you get a spin on this lovely wheel, and we have to do whatever we land on. Some of them are very good, like Marble Race is great for everybody. If you've never been on a marble race before, Prives course giveaways. What else we got? Some of them are good for me. All lurkers have got to follow me. That's always a good one. What else is there? I can't read upside down. There's a bunch of things that are just awful. Reset the box or kill my terminal is always bad. Which headphones are those? Yeah, they're the Sony WH version 4, I think. Yeah, so maybe just sit where the white spot is. I'm not gonna reposition myself. I'm gonna check and see if this is a problem with the because it's a Logitech Brio, Brio, I think, which is honestly quite an expensive camera. It was like $150, I think. It's like 2 years old, but I wouldn't expect white pixels, you know. So who knows? All right, so we had a few people who I'm not entirely sure if they're here this week. Actually, I can probably check in the chat thing. Oh yes, okay. I think Viriatis is here. Otakar isn't. Mr. Just Because? No. Memorex? No. Alright, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do Viriatis, and we'll do 3 from me. I had to buy 3 because that was one of the things, the gift subs to somebody. So we'll do 4 spins to start us off. Actually, no, sorry. Viriatis has 3 spins, so we'll do 6 spins to start us off. How about that? Let me make sure the volume is down. Okay, here we go.
New subscription received.
Just like
gratitude.
that.
Gratitude.
Ginger root coming through. Well, okay. 2 times the spin. Alright, I'm going to add you to this. Ginger root. Spelled with elite speak. Okay, you get 1 spin. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Alright, so we got 2 times. Oh, by the way, one thing I should do while we're doing this, please go here to this this Google form and fill it out if you have not already filled it out. This is for Stream Raiders, we'll do in a second. This is for DEF CON, so I want to try and get more people completing it. It's a very quick survey. Just type the first answer to the question that comes into your head. You can Google if you don't know them, honestly. I really don't care at this point. But it's for a Family Feud game that we're going to play with a group. Obviously, if you know that you're playing the game, then don't fill it out. But we'd appreciate it if everybody who hasn't could just give it a go. It should only take a few minutes to fill out, if that. We'll start Stream Raiders. We're going to go for the middle, I guess. Okay. There we go. It's a different form from before. It shouldn't be. What is OnlyFeet? OnlyFeet is a hacking group that I'm a part of. It's the best hacking group. So there's a hacker friend of ours who I think originally was a pharmacist and then got into blue team and likes to do some red team stuff. Her handle online was footpics for sale because, you know, it's funny. She doesn't actually sell footpics, but, you know, it gets people talking. She was in Al's streams a lot. Anyway, she formed the OnlyFeet Discord server, which is just huge. And yeah, lots of people know footpics. And so yeah, we do a bunch of CTFs. So I think we're actually, if I we're just going to skip around for a bit. let's go to CTF time. CTFtime.org. And where are the teams? Rating, maybe? Only feet. There we go. Yeah, so we are 10th in the US. we're a dedicated dedicated hacking team. But yeah, we're 10th in the US. 66th in the world. Yeah, and honestly, if you join the Discord server and you're interested in doing CTFs, we're very open. You guys can join. See how many freaking CTFs we do. Like, this is just this year. We've done a bunch of them. Like, obviously, I haven't participated in all of them, but I participated in a few. I did VS CTF. I think I was in Access Denied. What other ones were there? Oh, the Cyber Apocalypse. This one I did quite a lot in, most of the web app stuff. Where am I? There we go. Here am I. So yeah, because obviously it's a feat themed hacking group. Obviously, my name has to be Toberius. But there we go. So yeah, honestly, if you want to join the Discord server, I could probably find a link to it. I'm not sure if we have a... I don't know if we have a... What's it called? One of those Discord URLs that just has the name in it. But okay, hang on. Let me create an invite that doesn't expire. Never. Generate new link. Copy. Alright, here you go. There you go. So yeah. There's just a lot of random freaking channels in this Discord server. A lot of them are feet themed. But yeah, we do other things. Like there's like a lot of hanging out in like the voice channels as well. So yes. Okay, right, back to the spins. So we had a 2 times spin. And that was one of Variatus's. So we've got two more for them. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now, does this mean Zapgang for the next 2 streams? I think technically it does, because we're on a 2 times spin. All right. Okay, so I guess this is it. All right, Zapgang for next 2 streams. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Especially gonna be. Oh, I can't do. My Wednesday stream, I was gonna do burp pro stuff. I'm guessing we'll have to skip the Wednesday. I don't choose the boxes here, Shy Hat. I don't do that. All right. We'll do the spins and then I'll get ready for Zapgang. So Variatus, this is Variatus' last spin. Well, the thing is, I was gonna do like literally burp pro. Either burp pro tips, or we're going to build another extension, because it's been like over a year since we did the build an extension video. Okay, add a category. Variatus, I did see you earlier, not in chat, but in the list of users. If you're there and you want to add a category, let me know. So obviously we have some that are just disabled that you can obviously add back. Like there's everyone subscribed to my YouTube. There's the chess one, which takes half an hour to actually do. There's Toolban, which is currently disabled. The 5 TIA questions. Don't do pick a lock. Can't do that one yet. Change stream title, etc. Or you can think of a new one. But yeah, let me know. We'll do my 3 now. I hate the Zap HUD. I really hate it. Hack upside down. Okay. Alright, we can do that. These are my spins from last week when I had to buy... I think I had to buy 4 subs. Okay, 2 times next. Make a note of that. And we'll do my last spin. And then we'll do ginger roots. Two pro tips. Alright. You need 2 subjects to give a pro tip on. And then we'll do ginger root. Oh, that's easy. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it's gone. Poor terminal. There we go. All right. Hey, we do what the wheel says. All right, we still have 8 spins left. We've got 1 from Otakar, 1 from Mr. Just Because, and Memorex gave 10 gifted, and they have 7 left. I don't think any of them are on yet. So like, I'd prefer to obviously do them if they show up. If not, we'll just do them anyway. Okay. Ghost of Spooky.
Rip in peace terminal.
Nice. I'm glad that works. Okay, yeah, I mean, pro tips. Let's do some pro tips. Come up with 2. While I go get ready for Zap Gang. And then we'll hack upside down. Now remember, the hacking upside down is weird. It doesn't actually look upside down to you. And that's probably a good thing, because these videos go up on YouTube. What happens is I flip my monitor in Windows, like the Windows setting, but Streamlabs knows not to do that. So it still displays it the correct side up. But it's worked in the past. It's kind of obvious that I am looking at upside down stuff because I'm very slow. We need a Zap emote. There is one, I think. Didn't I make a Zap emote, or did I? No, I probably didn't because I hate Zap. Yeah, I may have got rid of it. There is a Zap emote though. If you, doesn't Anya have one? No, I'm gonna have to. Am I not subscribed to Anya? If you're subscribed to Anya ASCII, I'm pretty sure she has one. I guess I let my subscription lapse. Is that hers? M Taggart. Okay, Taggart has one as well. Can I become 5% of Tib one day with streaming heavy? You'll become way more than 5%, dude. You'll become like 150. Alright. People haven't given me pro tips. So, pro tips, please. And then I can actually give some, maybe. Alright, let me go try and find the t-shirt. I will be right back. Let's do the BRB. All right, we're back in the Zap shirt. I hate how low the freaking the logo is. I prefer the logo up here, but we have this. Was it doing bad things for the right reasons? The bad thing, obviously, is using Zap. The right reason, there is no right reason to use Zap. Unless, I guess, the right reason maybe is if you are honestly too poor to buy burp. I guess that's a legitimate reason for using Zap. But if you use Zap to do bug bounties, the first thing you should buy with your bug bounties is Burp Suite Pro. Okay. Pro tip suggestion on SQLite fuzzing. I mean, honestly, really the only pro tip for SQLite fuzzing is SQL map. Like, there are other tools, obviously, but SQL map just takes the cake. So, also we did a stream a few weeks ago. Let me actually go to it. You might be interested in it. We did a stream entirely on inferential SQL injection or blind SQL injection. I prefer inferential. Blind is such a weird way of describing it. Is this it? Yes. Well, I don't want the freaking advert, but yeah. So anyway, there's this video. I'll give you a link in the chat. We basically solved a bunch of inferential SQL labs using manual methods, but also using SQL map. The reason I don't like the word blind and I prefer inferential is because in a lot of these, like blind implies you can't see anything, right? But in fact, you can. In fact, a lot of these you could see changes within the response. It's just that you aren't able to extract data in the response. You can't just get. It's not like a union where you can get the data, as like merged into fields. But it's you can still see stuff. You can still see changes, which is why I like it inferential, right? You can infer things from the SQL injection. So that'll be it. If you're doing anything with SQL, you should do SQL map. API endpoint fuzzing tips, maybe with WFuzz or FFUF. I mean, honestly, like for APIs, especially let's assume you've actually found, or you're not just using API discovery. If you found APIs, then what you should probably do, like if you found the endpoints themselves, is use Param Miner. Param Miner is a burp extension. I believe you can use it in burp community though. And what it does is it basically just sends a bunch of different parameter guesses in different locations. So you can do in the URL, you can do as post parameters, JSON parameters, etc. And it'll try and see which ones like actually work, which ones are hidden. Does that make sense? Otherwise, the only other thing about API endpoint, if you're actually literally fuzzing for endpoints, is, the obvious stuff. You can use, like, it's basically the same as directory busting. The only difference, I would say, Gar7, raiding with a party of 53. Thank you so much. I managed to catch a bit of your stream. Unfortunately, I had meetings at work. Really appreciate the raid, my friend. I think you were doing JWT stuff, right? That's always cool. Where was I? API, right. So if you're actually fuzzing for endpoints, then obviously it is basically directory busting. The difference being you can obviously change the HTTP method, like from get to like post put, occasionally delete and patch as well, and try for those. But also, if you have an
New subscription
API,
received. Dispensing gratitude. Gratitude dispensed.
just subscribed. Guz7 subscribing at tier 1 for 7 months. All right, we're going to add you to the spins. Yeah, so if you are fuzzing an API, the only other thing I would suggest, if it's like if it says like version 2 in the URL somewhere, obviously try different version numbers as well. See if the version 1 API is still there. See if there's a version 3 that may be hidden. But yeah, honestly, that's probably my advice there. SSTI. I have a video on some SSTI stuff, so I'll check that on the YouTube. Imagine not having $400 for a burp license when you're a student. Yeah, true. However, having said that, XSS is usually worth like a few $100s in a bug bounty. So if you can find XSS, there you go. That's your ticket for a copy of Burp Suite Pro. At which point you can find more stuff. Okay. Okay. There's so many raid emojis. Is it not wise to use the delete method while fuzzing, right? I mean, we can check to see if it's accepted, but using it sounds dangerous. Well, I mean, obviously you got to take it. You got to be careful, sure, but if you're on a pen test, ideally you will be fuzzing for like staging environments, and so delete shouldn't matter. Also, if you do find a delete and you're able to delete something, presumably because if you're using these tools you're not usually authenticated, then that's an issue on its own. But yeah, if you are just deleting your own stuff, and honestly, like a delete sent to just a regular URL without any ID in it is probably not going to do anything, if that makes sense. Because obviously you have to delete something with an ID. There's no real way of deleting anything without telling the API what it should delete. So it's a little different. If that makes sense. Are you doing a box tonight? Yes, we are. We've just been... Honestly, we've had a bunch of subscriptions. We've had a bunch of questions and stuff. We've done the two cool pro tips. We're doing Zap Gang for the next 2 streams. Hacking upside down for 5 minutes. So let me actually get that going. Actually, no, hang on. We'll do the poll first on what platform we're going to use. So which platform? So obviously we have 2 options: TryHackMe and Proving Grounds. For various reasons, we don't do Hack the Box on Side Mentoring Mondays, just because the Hack the Box, like I said, Hack the Box easy is not easy. It's definitely not beginner friendly. TryHackMe is generally better. However, last time we found that Magician box, which just definitely was not an easy box. It was definitely a medium. So yeah. However, Proving Grounds is usually easy. It's considered pretty easy. Proving Grounds is Offensive Securities free. Well, I guess there is a paid version as well, but you can get it for free. Version of Von Hub. If you remember the old Von Hub site, effectively or practically all the boxes that are on Proving Grounds are from Von Hub. I don't think they have any troll ones, so I think they removed all the troll boxes, which is good. I guess we ought to get Zap open then. Oh boy. Did Red Panda some day ago. Hack the Box, Easy Box, felt like I was doing the same box. Yeah, it really is crazy. Am I qualified as a C++ software dev to learn cybersecurity? Of course you are. Anyone can learn cybersecurity. There's a great example, actually. Well, actually, Gar7, who just raided, super smart guy. I've worked with him professionally before, but he started out as a nurse. Proving Grounds 1. There's also a guy, I forget his name, but he's on Twitter a lot. He's big with Cyber Mentor and Joe Helly. But he started as a pool guy. So I believe he was involved in pool maintenance, and now he works as a pen tester. I haven't done the EWPT version 2 yet. I do need to. All right. What are we doing? Proving Grounds. I have a link. Yay. Okay, hang on a minute. Where's my display? I just need to log in. There we go. Okay. Oh God, it's this thing again. It's yes, there we go. Okay, we're going to do warm up. We do need to connect to the VPN first, though. VPN, open EG. Okay. Are salaries higher in cybersec compared to software engineer? It really depends on where. I think where you live generally, and what you're doing and what skill you're at. Yeah. But also remember that, as far as I'm aware, software engineering jobs sometimes require a lot of overtime. As far as I'm aware, someone can correct me on that. But I'm pretty sure, like, especially for project deadlines and stuff, you might be working long hours compared to, you know, other industries. And the pay is higher because of that. Usually what I say with pen testing is there's, especially if you work as a consultant, then if you work as a consultant, you're obviously selling a certain number of hours testing to customers. So, like at my job, we do it in days. So we'll sell like a 5-day pen test, which means, yeah, you get me testing your app for 5 days. After the 5 days is up, I'm not testing it anymore. So there's not an instance where I don't. Is there a freaking dark mode in this? I don't think there is. But there's not an instance for where you would do overtime really in pen testing, unless I mean you might get paid for overtime. I don't know. I don't work overtime. That's what I'm saying. All right, what have we done? Let's sort by progress, because we have a. If it will sort by progress, okay. Anyone got any suggestions for boxes here? So obviously we've done these from seppuku all the way down to WPOM. We've done. We've also done this one, only the Privest didn't work. The Privest, we knew what it was, but it just didn't work on the box, unfortunately. It was, I believe it was Dirty Cow, I think. DC1. Okay, we'll add that to the list. We'll do a vote on all of these. We need at least 2, 3 if possible. WPOM we've already done. InfoSec prep, I just know how to do it. I've done it on stream before, obviously, because it's from the InfoSec prep Discord server, which I'm an admin of. Sunset Decoy, I believe we've done. DC01 is too easy. You saw Dawn? Potato? Okay. Like, by too easy, what do you mean, just a guide? Like, because obviously this is the easy stream. Is DC01 on here then? Or DC's 2? Sorry, I don't see DC2 here. Okay, interestingly, DC2 is easy. Alright, we'll upgrade it to DC2. Someone said Dawn. Let's see where Dawn is on this. Oops. Okay, Dawn is easy. Alright, so we've got 3 boxes. We'll do a poll. So we've got DC2, because apparently DC1 is just too easy. And we've got Potato and Dawn. SSTI plus Zap equals fun. Does Zap even have anything useful for detecting SSTI? I have no idea. I don't even know if I should risk hitting update all. Well, don't start giving, like, don't tell people what boxes have what exploits. And yeah, SSTI is a medium exploit. Need to learn how to SSTI on Burp or Zap. I think I have SSTI. Yeah, there you go. These are some very old videos. Well, a year. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this one is. If this one is actual SSTI, it does come up, and I just don't remember. This is 2 years ago now. This one definitely we go through a server-side template injection workshop. I can't remember if we did it using Burp. Alright, Potato 1, so we'll boot Potato up. Where's Potato? How do I keep scrolling past it? It's P. Alright, we'll do Stream Raiders. Okay. Alright, well done, Redacted. We'll start this battle. Yep. Okay. Alright, so we'll go into my Notion notes, new page for potato. If it'll let me type, maybe. Potato. Expand it. Obviously, I want a full width. Why did it do that? Got rid of the whole freaking potato thing. Enter to continue. No, I didn't want that. And I don't want the freaking period either. Okay, what have we got here? Got an IP address. This. So obviously what we're going to do. Create a new tab. Make directory potato. CD into the directory. And obviously we're going to use AutoRecon. AutoRecon, as always, is a tool I wrote several years ago to help on the OSCP exam. So yeah, I upgraded it I think last year to version 2. It's much better. But it's just very useful. Is Notion safe to keep notes private? No. No, most cloud services just aren't. Because you have no idea how they're storing it. Even if they tell you, oh, we use XYZ encryption, you have no way of, they have no way of proving that. You know? So it's really, no. I don't use Notion, for instance, for anything at work. At work, I use Obsidian to keep notes. Which is very much like Notion in the fact that you can type Markdown and everything. It's really nice. But like this is the only Notion I don't know, whatever you call it, project or something that I have, and all it does is it just has Hack the Box, TryHackMe, and Proving Grounds write-ups to keep track. Just because I don't like having it on my VM, because I've had VM crashes before, and I don't like stuff being unrecoverable. But what we'll do, we will use Atom. Atom is a really good editor that they are getting rid of because they're idiots. They've just basically stopped developing it. But I like it because dark theme, it's hackable technically, you can install these packages and shit. But I really like the project view, you can just drill down everything. So for instance, we found TCP22. So obviously what we're looking for here, this is SSH. The only thing we really care, like sometimes this line is useful because it might give a really old version, but usually not. But really it's this section of the mmap that we care about. SSH auth methods. Supported authentication methods, public key and password. This is useful to know. If password wasn't here, that means the only way we could SSH onto the box is by finding a user's private key. Or potentially by inserting our public key into a user's authorized keys file. However, because password is here, this means necessarily if we find a user's password, we should, in theory, be able to SSH onto the box, unless there's some other reason we can't. For instance, SSH does support the idea of groups that can SSH on, or users that can SSH on. So you can exclude people. We have TCP/80, which is going to be HTTP usually. Let's just see this weird port. Okay, this is FTP. And it is anonymous. That's interesting. So there's an anonymous FTP server on port 2112. The reason being, obviously, port 21 is the default. So all they've done is made it a palindrome. 2112. But here we go. We have the potato company. Directory busting. Do we find anything? There's an admin page. So obviously we can ignore these 403s. These 403s are literally because this is likely an Apache server. In fact, we can confirm that. Yes. It's an Apache server. And Apache generally has a rule, which is if you request something that starts with .ht, it's going to give a 403. The reason being that Apache uses files like .ht access and .ht password to protect certain directories. And so you don't want to be able to access those, obviously, through the actual web server itself. And so it generally will restrict anything beginning with .ht. And it'll just give you a 403. But here we have, in this case, actually, it looks like it's excluding all dot files. So all hidden files, anything that begins with a dot. We have an admin page, a server status page, it's a 403 as well. That's just going to be private content. Let's open up the web browser. And okay. And are they still doing this stupid thing where it's an 8? Hang on. They're not. Oh, that's interesting. Zap used to, and I'm not entirely sure if it still does, but it used to, for some reason, it loved just converting everything to HTTPS. You can try and bypass 403s. You're very unlikely to be able to bypass these kind of 403s. But yeah, there are scripts you can use to try and bypass. There's a bunch of them. This is just one. But generally speaking, these ones are not bypassable. These specific ones. If they were, I mean, Apache would be extremely vulnerable. Okay, so the admin requires a username and password. We could obviously try and... I mean, we should probably view the page source first. It gets posted to the index page with login equals 1. Bad username and password. Alright. We can just try putting single quotes in both these. That didn't do anything. We can try doing single quotes twice. We can try doing single quote and then just simple SQL injection. And if we need to, we can try doing the exact same thing, but with double quote. So, an extremely basic test for SQL injection. Didn't return anything. Obviously, we can return to that and use something like SQL map. However, let's go check out... Okay, there was the slash potato as well, but let's check out this FTP server first. I feel like this index.php.back is probably something useful. So, where's the IP address? Here it is. So what we're going to do, open a new tab and... What happened? Okay, this happened the other day and I was very confused. Because it just quit. It just quit out of Emacs. And I don't understand what I... But auto recon is still running somehow. Oh boy, why is this happening to me? This is what is this? I think this is Terminator, isn't it? This is Terminator. I don't... Is there like a Tmux LS? Oh boy. Okay. So created this one, probably, right? 7. How do you reattach them? I've never actually had to reattach before. Tmux attach. It's probably going to be T what? T7, I think. Oh, I am in a Tmux shell already. Okay, T6. I think I need to do this thing. Tmux attach dash T6. Okay, well, I learn something new every day. I don't understand. I pressed Control B C, which should create a new thing. How do you detach from Tmux then? I'm gonna have to make sure I understand the key combo. Control BD. That makes no sense. Did I hit D instead of C? Maybe I did. All right. Well, thank you. I learned something. We're gonna make directory FTP because we're probably gonna download some stuff. So we're gonna FTP onto this. Obviously, I need to give it a port, which is, I'm guessing, is this one. Nope. Okay, man FTP. It's just colon. Okay, right. Yep. So it's just gonna be this 2112. No. What's going on? Capital P. That's weird. There we go. All right, so anonymous FTP is this weird thing you can enable in FTP where you type the username anonymous, and then you either press enter at the password prompt, so basically a blank password, or you sometimes have to type the word anonymous again. So we have these. Yeah, we have just 2 files: index.php.back and welcome.message. If we do mget, mget on all of them and just do yes twice. There is a way of configuring mget so you don't have to press yes all the time. If it's just for 2 files, it doesn't really matter. Now we can exit, and now in this directory we should have these 2 files. Welcome. Whoops. Cat. Oh my goodness. Cat welcome. Message. Welcome archive user. The local time is interesting. Look at this. It looks like we can modify the welcome message. I don't know if that's something we can do yet. Let's cat the index.php. Because here we go, yes. Pass is potato. Note, change this password regularly. So username is admin. Password is potato, presumably. So let's try that. Oops. Potato. Bad username password. Wasn't going to be that easy, was it? Let's actually just double check and see if that actually did anything. To request is up here. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go to the potato page. Because what we did find in here as well, in this one actually, we found a potato page. Gothmom, thanks for streaming cyber content, super helpful. Yeah, no, you're welcome. I do this usually every Monday. Al Hazred is another guy you should check out. I'll do a shout out for him. He does it every Tuesday. Also Gar7. I'm not entirely sure of Gar's streaming schedule, but he also does really good user-friendly content. Why does it show as a redirect? It does not. The same page, I mean. It doesn't. Look, this doesn't have a forward slash, right? This one doesn't have a forward slash. This one does. So, in fact, if I were to go back into here, and if we do a curl dash capital I, right? This goes location slash potato. So slash potato slash. If I do this, this gets a 200 OK with slash. These are different. To some web servers, it really depends. Some web servers will treat these exactly the same. Some won't. Okay, let's go check this out though. Index of potato. Interesting. So obviously this is a directory listing. This is usually, you can disable these on Apache. But this is basically telling us a list of all the files in this directory, which is nothing right now. So yeah, someone mentioned, and we can probably actually analyze this better in here. This double equals is interesting. I want to see if we can look up the string compare function. So PHP string compare. What's it called? Yes. So this is probably it. So PHP is really bad. And that shouldn't be surprising to anyone. But PHP was originally written by people, I believe, who didn't really understand like too much programming, and also didn't understand anything to do with security. There's actually a funny PHP is really bad or something. I think it's this. Yeah, so this is a blog from 10 years ago. And this preface is brilliant. I'm cranky, I complain about a lot of things, blah blah blah. PHP is an embarrassment, a blight on my craft. It's so broken but so lauded, blah blah blah. I've got to get this out of my system, so here goes. One last try. Let's just see how long this is. Look at how long. This guy, in 2012, documented perhaps the greatest collection of all the ways PHP is rubbish. And it just keeps going. Like, you think this is this is the conclusion right down here. Look at where the freaking scroll bar is. There's a few comments. There's 2,524 comments. But yeah, most of this page is, and it's really good read. Honestly, I think I've read the entire thing. It's really good. Yeah, I'll paste it in chat. The best example of why PHP is bad at security is obviously the original PHP had no way of escaping user input into SQL queries, which obviously leads to SQL injection. There was no function that could do that. Like, passing user input into an SQL query is fine, okay? If you do it properly, you have to do it. That's how the web works. Like, you just wouldn't be able to make applications if you couldn't do it. However, PHP originally didn't have any function that was dedicated to that. They then created one, which was called MySQL_escape_string, right? because PHP functions love underscores. So basically all you would do is you'd take your content, you would put it through this function, and it would escape all the bad SQL characters. Lovely. Except that it didn't work for every single instance. And so you might have seen this here. You now have this function, MySQL real escape string, because you have to be backwards compatible. And so don't use the MySQL escape string, use the real escape string. They should have really called it really escape string. Anyway, so there's this thing called type juggling, which is again a product of PHP. So obviously in programming languages, there are generally two instances of two different ways to use the equal symbol. Okay, if you do something like var a equals 1, right? This means assign the value 1 to the variable a. Okay, I'm pretty sure everyone understands this, right? There's also this one, which would be a equals 1. Okay, and basically this means if a is equal to 1, or I should say, let's not do that. If the variable a has a value of 1, return true. Right? If you type this into most so if you first do this, if you first set the variable a to 1 using the assignment 1 equals sign, then obviously the variable a will have a value of 1. If you then just type this in, most programming languages will just return true. Actually, we can probably see that in Python. Let's check Python 3. So if I just do a equals 1, right, and then if I do a equals 1, we get a true. If we do a equals 2, we get a false. All right? Like, you don't have to do the if a equals 1, right? That's how you would use this in programming languages. If you just type one of these in, this statement is valid Python code. It just returns true. Right? It's useful in if statements because obviously if it does return true, then if an if statement has a true here, right, it'll do whatever's in here. So it's useful for that way. In PHP, not so much. PHP is weird. In PHP, an equal sign, 1 equal sign works the same way. But a 2 equal sign doesn't necessarily mean the same thing. Like, is there a good example here? I think actually maybe we can do PHP. Is it PHP-I? No, just PHP, I think. Okay, there should be a way of doing PHP interactively. I completely forget how it is. A. PHP-A. There we go. So if we do a equals 1, and then just do echo a, we get a 1. Now I want to say, so can we just do a equals 1? Okay, we have to do an if, I think. Echo true. Okay. I think you can do this. Is it 1? There's something to do with quotes. I honestly forget the... Oh no, it's right, it's quotes to begin with 0 something, I think. 0e something, I think. Yeah. Right, so PHP tries to be clever and convert things, and it thinks this is a number. And so you can do this shit. If the string 0e1 equals 0, echo true, and echo true, but obviously it doesn't. Right? This clearly doesn't. You know, firstly, these are two different things. This is a this is a string, and this is a number. Python doesn't do this. Python, you have to convert. So we can use 0e1 as the login name potentially. I think we have to have a look. I mean, there's a bunch of good examples here actually. Yeah, so basically anything that starts 0e something will equal 0. Is it actually 0e or is it just 0? It's been a long time. Can we just do 0a? No, it's 0e. And it's 0e because I think that's a specific type of number. I forget what it is. It's a specific representation of a number, I believe. So yeah, if you basically have to use triple equals. Triple equals, if you replace, if we do this with a triple equals, it won't return true because triple equals will check firstly the types. So this is a string clearly, and this is an integer. So these can never equal with the triple equals because a string can never equal integer. But also, even if they are the same things, it will check whether the values are exactly the same. JS triple equals. Yeah, I think JS has some of the same issues, but not as bad as this. Okay, what was the string compare? So string compare takes an integer and it returns -1 if the first string is less than the second string. It returns a 0 if the string equals. Can you do anything to disrupt this check? Right. Yeah, okay, this is another... Okay, this is just using so many friggin' PHP blunders. I wouldn't say this is an easy box either, to be honest with you. So a string compare... should return a 0 if they're both equal. However... If you compare an array with a string, in string compare it returns a null. So even though string compare technically should only have these 3 return values, if you try and compare an array with a string, you get a null. And a null is the same as a 0. So if we were to do null equals 0, echo true, right? Null is equal to a 0, double equals to a 0. And so the question becomes, okay, how can we then is the code gone? How can we get this to return a null? Well, more importantly, how can we get this post password to return an array? Because obviously anything we type in this field here is going to be a string on the server. And this is where another quirk of PHP comes in. If we go to... Sorry, resend this. There we go. This is obviously just key-based, so password equals potato. if you do an array, if you do password followed by open square bracket, close square bracket, suddenly this just becomes an array in PHP. And I think if we just resend this, how do you resend it? Send. There we go. We get a welcome message. So effectively, what happened there? It doesn't even matter what the value is. The value is irrelevant. The post password, as long as we provide it like this, as long as you use password and then open square bracket, close square bracket equals something, it will be an array, and it doesn't matter what the contents of the array are. That's irrelevant, because an array, when string compared with a string, just returns a null. So we get this, but necessarily we need this cookie. Obviously, this has given us the cookie to log in, so that's useful. So if we go back to here, we probably want to go to inspect, go to storage, cookies. Can we add an item? Yes, we can. So we want to do pass equals this. Come on. Okay. And now if we just hit enter, maybe, or is it just index? I think it's just the index, right? Or not? Where did it redirect me? Oh, dashboard. Right. So we go to admin dashboard.php. That shouldn't happen. I might need to take the path out. There we go. All right. Yeah, it was I set the cookie wrong. Why are we still using Zap? Because we're using it for the next 2 streams because somebody got it on the wheel, and it was 2 times. Also, I should have been hacking upside down. Let me do my hacking upside down thing. Okay, which monster am I using? Display orientation flipped. Okay, it is technically upside down. Keep changes.
Mr. Streamer.
Hang on. The battle. Yes, we'll do the battle. Press the wrong thing. Stream Raiders. Where's my Stream Raiders? There we go. All right. This. Let me start a timer for the hacking upside down crap. So my screen, this screen anyway, is technically upside down here. And again, you cannot see it when I go back to the screen because Streamlabs is being Streamlabs. All right. Well done, Giffaram and Nustru. Let's go here, start the bell. And cool. All right, if I go back to my screen, we have a redemption for a Rubik's Cube. We'll get that done after I've stopped hacking. So my screen is upside down, right? So this is why if I'm moving my mouse weird, it's because if I move my mouse left, my cursor goes right. Access forbidden if you don't have permission to access. I mean, yeah, clearly, right? Admin area, we have a home users date logs ping. Okay, is there anything else on this page? I can probably close this. Good. View page source has nothing there. Is this the right one? Yes, okay, good. All right, we'll go to users, user list admin, date. Okay, is current spelt wrong? Yes. I'm like, upside down it looks weird, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure current has 2 R's in it. All right, logs. Okay. Should we get this one? So that instantly says to me, oh, this is probably some kind of LFI or RFI, potentially. Where do I go back to Zap? We can get rid of this now. Oh, I should probably write this up when the screen goes back the right way up. If we go to OWASP, Zap, and I go here. Page equals log file. Yeah, okay, so let's resend this. I think that's it. So obviously what we want to do is do something like etc password and see if this works. I don't even know what that says. Continue? Either I'm just really bad at reading upside down, or this doesn't actually say an English word. It looks like it's continue. Continue do Fitchier? I don't know. Is it just a foreign language? It's French. All right. Well, that explains why I'm not French. So the question now becomes, can I go back? How do I? Does this go back? Nope. Is there a way to get the original response, like, you know, in Burp Suite, an actual decent proxy? Oh, yeah, no. Oh. What's this crap? It's gone back to a thing I didn't even ask. Well, just a guy. The problem, my friend, is that the wheel spin is Zap Gang for rest of stream. So, yeah, can't do that. If I do Control Z, Control Y. Oh, here we go. So if I do that, I should now. Oh, goodness. This is the login, isn't it? That's why. Oh, thank goodness. All right. Okay, I can reset my screen now. Landscape. Keep the changes. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to quit that, I guess. I really don't understand the point. I guess, okay, so I guess I've learned something. In Zap, if you open a request to resend it, you can only do that in one freaking tab or one freaking window. You can't open multiple, which makes no sense. So this thing, yeah, I mean, yeah, clearly. Oh, jeez. Right. If I go back, so if I do Control Z here, yeah. So this worked, right? So the question now then is, can I just do, guess we try dot dot slash, a lot of dot dot slashes. Etsy password? No. We can try just doing that. There we go. Okay. Before we continue, let's actually do some writing up. Because obviously it's important. So let's just do where we started off, which was, I think, port 2112, FTP. Anonymous FTP is enabled. There is a backup file for the login page. Yeah, there are hashes that can be in the password. If you take my Previous course, you'll exploit that. Okay. Let's do this. So we'll save that. So the password of potato did not work. However, string compare is compared with equals equals, and if you give string compare an array and compare it with a string, you get null, which equals 0. So to log in, we need to find that request again, which I think was this one. Yep. So I'm going to copy this. Okay. And obviously we need to copy the rest of it, because for some reason Zap thinks it's a great idea to separate these into different panes by default. There we go. Okay. All right, so now we just have port 80, HTTP. So we have a local file inclusion, LFI in admin. Which is where? Request here. Like, I just really don't understand why they... Why do they keep it different? Is there a way of changing it? There is. Oh, lucky. Okay, good. I just don't understand why that would be the default, you know? It's not like an HTTP request, like, is like that. It doesn't process them differently. It sends it all as one request. Oh. Freaking weird. Oops, wrong one. And obviously I want the same here, please. But all I care about is this. One thing we should also check out is that ping, because anytime there's a ping function in a web app, it like screams command injection. But yeah, this is definitely interesting. So let's at least try out that before we start cracking anything. Let's go to the ping area. Is it just hanging? Okay, so it literally just does a ping. It doesn't actually... I mean, we might be able to like find and see if there's like a... and target equals 1.1.1.1 or something. Or potentially IP. We could try this. But I'm betting this is just hard-coded. Use LFI down... Actually, yeah, that's a good point. We could probably do that. So actually, one thing we could probably try is going back to the logs and just... doing this and seeing if we can get some... Okay, we don't. That's fine. So, yes, if we now do... Could try just doing dashboard.php. Right, can't find dash... So the problem is finding the logs the logs are presumably in some directory. We can probably try and do something like actually, what was the? We could try doing var admin dashboard dot. Probably shouldn't actually do that. We should probably do admin index dot. Okay, so it did find it. Well, we're probably going to have to use PHP filters. PHP filters to do base 64. Oh, there we go. There we go. And this might honestly not work, just because of the way we had to do the request here, but we can always try. And doesn't look it. Because presumably what's actually happening here is this value is because of the way we had to do this by doing these dot slashes. What's happening is this: they're taking this and they're appending it to a directory. They're not just passing this directly to a file function. So if you imagine how this works, right? We copy this into, let's just do here. So in the PHP code, what's probably happening is they're doing file equals post. Or they're doing this. They're doing something like this. Bar to, I guess, path to logs, right? And then doing a dot. A dot is a concatenation. And then they're doing this. Right? Because when we tried file equals, sorry, if we tried file equals etc password, right? It didn't work, and that makes kind of sense if it's like this, because what happened was in the PHP code, the $file variable got set to effectively this, which obviously doesn't exist. However, when we did the dot slashes, right? Suddenly this works. So that makes more sense, right? But obviously if we're just using PHP filters here, we can't do this because it's going to be prepended by this path. Okay. What are we doing? So yes, the file, right. So let's do this hash. Now, to get the hash, we need to copy everything between this colon here and this colon here. And what we'll do is we'll use name that hash. Name that hash, and we'll do, I believe it's just text here. Okay. MD5 crypt. All right, so what we'll do is we'll do webmin.hash, I think it was. Was it webmin? Webadmin. Webadmin.hash. Paste this in here. And then we'll do John, wordlist rock u. Format equals MD5 crypt. Webadmin.hash. And the answer is dragon. Okay, so web admin password is correct. Dragon. So now we can probably SSH, I'd imagine. Web admin at the IP address, which is this one. Yes, dragon. And we're in.
We are in.
And obviously there's the user.txt. Your flag is another file. It's local.txt on Proving Grounds. All right, so let's just, let's copy this entire thing here. Go back to offensive security, submit flag, save. Good. All right, we're halfway there. So now we can go into var ..dub and we can have a look. Oh, it was in HTML, I guess. That's weird. Oh goodness, there's a freaking shell exec in here? Okay. Yeah, so obviously the shell exec ping Google DNS didn't work, but I think we can just... Yeah, we can get full command execution anyway here. I do post my streams on YouTube, yes. So this did not work the same way, but obviously PHP file inclusion wasn't. So this thing I talked about here, like these wouldn't work anyway because these only work when you're passing it to a PHP function that understands PHP filters, which shell exec does not. However, we go back here. So this is just catting logs. So if we just do a semicolon and then just run ID. Yeah, there we go. This was completely unnecessary. They don't need to run it through shell exec. I'm not entirely sure why. So I mean, if we ever do need the dub data user, I guess, but we don't need them because we're the webping user. All right, let's just do ls-lnc. We don't have a bash history file because it's blanked. Nothing else is useful there. Let's just do a quick sudo and see if we can sudo anything. We have their passwords. We can use Dragon. Oh my god. All right, so we can run the nice file. Great. GTFO bins. Nice. Sudo. Okay. This might be interesting though. So nice is a, I think it's a right, yeah, modifies the scheduling priority of programs. I mean, yeah. But this is interesting because this means we can only run it with we can basically just run this. Which is interesting. Can we... So we can't just do this. Because if we basically try and run just bin nice, right? We're not allowed to. We're allowed to run notes. Basically, allowed to do that. Okay. I get... Okay. So yeah, that does whatever that did. I'm not entirely sure what it did there, but we can only run. I mean, we can probably run something like this. But we can't. Can we do something like ID.sh? Can we run like, okay, hang on a minute. No, alright. Notes, ID. Oh, we can't read these, unfortunately. Oh yeah, so the clear just clears it. That makes more sense. And presumably ID, it just has a command that returns ID. But these are only readable and writable by root. This is definitely an interesting one. I'm not immediately seeing the Privesk here, but we do man nice. Command, oh, arguments. Run command. Could we change location binary and make our own slash notes? No. I don't believe so. Because of this, just this will always mean go to forwards, like this is the root directory, this /. Yeah. So we can run it. But obviously it is running the ID.sh as root, which is great, but we can't get anything from that. Let's just see if there's any SUIDs. Maybe this is a thing that requires multiple. Yeah, and capabilities we can check as well. Don't see anything. No, I didn't mean to do that. OS release is what I wanted. Why can't you run the test file? Because that's not how it works. If you look at the nice, it takes a command followed by an argument. So in this case, if I try and run, what was it? That the test is just an argument. It's not actually the file. That's actually that's a good thought. I hadn't thought of that. Maybe this is just a box all about doing that kind of thing. Can we just do this? I hope so. Web test. Oh, he's chmod. I think that might have worked though. There you go. Thank you so much. That was actually, yeah, genius idea. I wasn't thinking about using the dot slashes, even though we literally did that for the LFI. There you go. Nicely done. Okay, so yeah, now we basically can just spin this test file. And we can probably just do, honestly, run bin bash -p. Look at that. Nicely done, Ravos. Oh, and actually, Etsysec said that as well. So you both said it at the same time. It looks like. All right.
I'm in.
It's gonna be proof. Nicely done, chat. Yeah, that one, I don't know why I didn't even think of that. We'd literally just done it for the LFI. And of course, because obviously, if we exit out of this, actually, and do sudo-l. Yeah, so if you see this, obviously this means the command you run using sudo at least has to start like this. The asterisk just means anything. Anything, I think, including spaces, but in this case a space would have put it into the argument field, so the space didn't matter. But yeah, nicely done. So we completed that box. Awesome. Okay, we probably have time for one more, so we'll do a quick poll. Any questions, by the way, about that box? I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about it. I mean, GTF opens is exactly the same. So are all these. There we go. You know, while we're voting, let's do a marble race, and we'll spin some more of the wheel. So marbles. So for those of you who don't know what marbles is, it's a fun game that we play from time to time to relieve the monotony of the stream. If I click random, if it's going to work. Why is it not working? God. Random, come on. I don't know why it wasn't working, but... Temple of Steve. Okay, so this is a game where you don't have to actually do anything to play. You just have to to play. You have to type !play. So that's all you have to do. It is a entirely RNG based at the beginning and physics based game. The RNG is where you start. As you can see, certain people are starting ahead of others. That's just luck of the dice. Looks like Tim GTA is in a pretty good position. So is KevXB. !play to join. Other than that, it's all physics based. We will start it in 60 seconds. You have plenty of time to type !play. There is no reason not to type !play. It's 5 characters, 6 if you include the shift for the exclamation point, but still. !play. Let's get a bunch of people. We've got 71 viewers in here. Only 24 people have joined. Plenty more people can type, I'm sure. TryHackMe won, by the way, so we'll do TryHackMe. And we'll also do a Rubik's Cube. I realized somebody requested a Rubik's Cube solve, and then we got kind of distracted. But we'll do that. We'll also do Stream Raiders, and then we'll do this. You've still got 25 seconds to enter. !play. Try and get to 30 players. 15 more seconds. If you haven't typed it yet, now's your chance. I will turn on all the people. All right, here we go. And they are off. Who's going to be first? It looked like Tim GTA 5 was first. But this is a weird one. This really depends on your angle going down. So Alien Works is currently probably in the lead. It's very difficult to say at this time, obviously, but everybody is spinning around. We can take a look at the rest of the course. This is an interesting one. Lots of... I mean, it's actually very, very symmetrical course. Okay, we have some people out. Who is that? Particle de Jure, followed by Alien Works. So Particle de Jure is technically in first place. There we go. Alien Works, Oreo Bite, myself, Not Zero Famous, Kidfire. This is what separates the... I don't know. The slow marbles from the fast marbles. Oreo Bite, I think, made it straight through the spinny wheel of... Not wheel, but... I don't know what you call it. Barrier of death. Oreo Bite and Kev XB. Kev XB getting a little push on Oreo Bite there. Oreo Bite getting a little stuck, and Not Zero Famous is now in the lead. And because of the way this map works, if I type 1, it won't take me to the person in first place. So we'll just go hang out over here and see who's going to be first out. It's probably... Yeah, it's EtsySec. So EtsySec is in first right now, followed by Alien Works, Not Zero Famous. EtsySec gets a perfect freaking momentum off the big wheelie thing. Well, I can't even see who's next, honestly. I think Alien Works and Not Zero Famous are very close behind. It all depends on this last thing. Oh, and I think is the... Yep, alright, so the finish line is moving. This makes it much harder because EtsySec has to find a hole, but also... Yes! Okay, EtsySec did it. But obviously, not Zero Famous found a hole, but not at the right time. A lot of people here going to... Oreo Bite, again. KevXB, Odin. Just a lot of people just falling in. And it looks like... So Loka Samasta Tsukino Bavantu is the current stream record holder, and EtsySec beat them by a lot. So there we go. Yes. Oh, there's me and Ricard. Lex Cast, sorry. Okay, Kokorol can possibly find the hole and does. Now, can High Cat be patient? No. Rod Admin shows the wrong side, possibly. No, maybe not. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Rod Admin just gets in. There we go. So many people did not finish. But EtsySec with the win, taking the stream record by more than 20 seconds. Alien Works less than a second behind as well. Crazy close finish there, but well done, EtsySec. Okay, we'll do Stream Raiders as well. Gonna place this here. Start battle. Okay, Rod Admin has redeemed text of British speech. Which witch switched the Swiss wristwatches? And there we go. We'll also do a Rubik's Cube in a minute. Oh, did EtsySec say that? I'm gonna have to scroll up and see. Maybe that's what you need to say to win. Okay, well done to Kid569 and Unbleach. We'll do another one. Start the battle. Okay, we'll do this. And It looks like, so TryHackMe 1. So I'm going to close a bunch of these. Hopefully I'm logged in already. Looks like I am good. Go to learn, go to search. We're going to search for challenges, easy, hide completed. Go to newest. Okay, we got Quotient is a new one and committed. We didn't do Kiba either. So what we'll do, these three looked interesting to me. So so what we have here, Quotient apparently looks like a Windows box. Yes, Quotient is a Windows box. So everyone likes Windows. Committed is a Linux box. Kiba probably is a Linux box. So here we go. Which box? Quotient, Committed, and Kiba. Alright, you've got 2 minutes again. I realize somebody has redeemed the Sheik Seeks 66th Sheep is Sick. There we go. Alright, so we'll do a Rubik's Cube now. Looks Cast 69 requested one about half an hour ago, and I honestly just kind of forgot about it. Okay, so I'm going to look away and we're going to scramble this thing best as I can. Obviously, it's not going to be a perfect scramble, but believe me, I'm not actually memorizing everything I'm doing here. I'm just randomly turning it. I'm not a very good speed solver at all. I just know how to solve the thing. Does this look good? That looks pretty good to me. Okay, so let's solve this thing. Hopefully you guys can see this. Yeah. All right, we'll do that. Where's the thing? This. Oh, for some reason I forgot corner. Oh well. Everything is in the wrong place. I don't like when we have solved the bottom two, which is good. Actually, that will solve nicely. Do this now. Okay, and it's going to take a few more moves, but almost there. And we're so. Okay, quotient 1. So let's do quotient. Now, this is I think this is one of the newest rooms, so we'll have to see. And it looks like we get should probably change my screen back. We get a username and password, so this is presumably just a privilege escalation box. It says, please allow 4 to 5 minutes for the VM to boot, so we will do that. Exit that, obviously. I'm going to have to exit TryHackMe, sudo OpenVPN, Tiberius. Yep. All right, and we'll go cd TryHackMe. Oops. Quotient. Cool. All right. So, since this box requires RDP, there is usually we'll use Remina. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna give it 4 to 5 minutes to boot. So I guess in the meantime we can spin the wheel a few more times. So obviously we can do GARs. Have we got anybody in chat From last time, I'm looking for particularly Memorex. Doesn't look like he's here. Mr. Just Because, again, he's not there. Otakar, maybe? No. Okay, that's fine. Right, what we'll do is we'll just do Gar's spin, and maybe we'll do some of Memorex's. Look at that, we get another marble race. That's even better, actually. Okay, so we'll do a marble race. All right, we'll do 2 of Memorex's to get him down to 5, even though he's not here. Another cool pro tip: somebody give me a I don't know, a subject to give a cool pro tip about. And 2 times next spin, we will just save for next time. But we'll get the marble race set up. XXE. Oh, okay. Actually, before we do marble race, actually, let me do random track. You can't just do web exploitation as a subject. That's way too broad. All right, everyone can join by pressing exclamation point play. However, if XXE is what we want, which is a good one actually, we go to github.com. I think it's White Oak. Maybe. Yes. Okay. This is an application that I wrote for my company that we released. So if you are doing anything with XXE that involves using external DTDs, which is pretty much for the more serious XXEs where you can get out-of-band data exfiltration. One of the things that you will realize is in order to exploit this, you have to keep updating the DTD itself and change what location you want. Right? You have to go in, edit the file, save the file, and then resend the XXE to get the XML parser to re-download the file and process the new location, which is just annoying that you have to go in every single time and change it and blah blah blah. So what I did was I created this, which is a Flask app. So it's a Python app that you'll run. You obviously run it on a public interface. And what it does is it will generate a malicious DTD. So basically you go to malicious.dtd, right? And you give it the ext parameter and then whatever you want to exfiltrate. So in this case up here, I'm just giving it the file etc password. In this case, this is an internal AWS metadata URL. Okay. So by this way, all you need to do is change the payload every time instead of having to update the file. So obviously you still have to change stuff, but it's all in the payload, which is way easier to change. And effectively, as long as you go to this malicious.dtd and set ext to something, the DTD it will generate will contain everything you need for this. That's my cool project. All right. We're going to start the countdown. Exclamation point play if you want to play in the marble race. Again, it's all physics-based apart from some initial RNG about where you're placed. And it looks like I am the record holder here. It looks like top right. I have a 3 minute and 51 second time on this particular track. So I guess see if you can beat me. Hopefully not. 18 seconds left. All right, let's see how it goes. I don't even remember this track. Okay, so it looks like... Alright, we're just gonna follow somebody. I'm not entirely sure we're seeing the first person here, but this looks like an incredibly boring first bit. We're just going very slowly down. And into... Okay, yeah, into this thing. So I really can't see who's first, to be honest. And in fact... Oh, looks like Morse maybe was first. Oh, no. Cyber Samurai. First out the gate. But Wild Agar just rocketing through. Must have hit a boost of some kind. Team GTA, though, is taking first place and then loses immediately. Just keeps hitting. Oh, there's my ghost. Look, Wild Agar gets the boost. Team GTA slightly faster. Rickard, though, going through. Why can't I click on Rickard? That's weird. I'm just gonna have to... For some reason, it's not letting me, It doesn't think Rickard's in first. I'm not entirely sure why, but okay. Either way, Rickard is definitely in first and is white far ahead of everybody. Oreo Bite and Psycho in second and third. Okay, Rickard again just took a boost. And now it looks like it says Rickard's first. Okay, here we go. So Psycho is second. Looks like Bozo Wondos is third. Oreo Bite in fourth. No idea where my ghost is. Looks like it's back there slightly. So clearly I wasn't doing a very good job. Bozo, though, just takes the lead. Oreo Bite now ahead by fractions. That is crazy. They just decided to race together. They're holding hands. Okay, now they've broken up. And will they get through this weird little section? Bozo one is Oreo Bite giving Bozo a push. Bozo gets on to the booster pad. Oreo Bite not too far behind. Rickard as well. My ghost is caught up though. There's my ghost. Still everything to play for. Oreo Bite taking the lead though. Going around these corners. Looks like this is almost the final bit. Oreo Bite just hit something. Rickard taking the lead again. Going over those bumper pads and taking another boost. It looks like the goal is all the way down there. We can just see it in the distance. Now Particle de Dieu is in fourth place. Slightly ahead of my ghost. Looks though, unless something incredible happens here, Rickard is gonna get in, and he does. Oreo Bite's so close though. So close behind. Bozo Wondos in third, Particle de Dieu, Wild Agar, then myself, yeah. I got totally beaten in this by 5 other people. And myself, look, there we go. Too slow. Couldn't even beat myself. All right. We're waiting for the last few people. Lucas, Ginger Ninja, High Cat PL. Etsy Sec, the Shy Hat is just weaving. Cyber Samurai. We'll go and visit Cyber Samurai because they're going pretty slowly. They're just taking their time. But a good finish right there. Well done, Rickard. Beating my record by, what's that, 13 seconds-ish? Well done. Alright, I saw someone redeemed cat time. I will do that in a second. Let's just see if we can actually connect to this box. So what we'll do is we'll open Remina. Add an RDP server. His name is Sage. I'm just going to copy this password because they didn't have to make it this complicated. We'll save and connect. Hopefully accept the certificate. Yes. All right, good. Okay, so we should be able to, yeah, there we go. So we are in on this box, which is interesting. And so obviously the idea is we need to privilege escalate and get to, I believe they said the administrator. Yeah, administrator desktop. And we obviously are Sage. So what we can do... What we can do is run WinPeas. So we can do that. Is there a way of uploading onto this box? I think there is, right? Could probably just host it, honestly. We can download it using Internet Explorer. I go to HTTP 10.13.2.1.3.5 Rivesk. And we can probably just use this one. Hopefully it won't. Okay, trusted sites, of course. So we need to go to Internet Options. Application I prefer for notes. Personally, I'm a fan of Obsidian. I'm just going to put the security all the way down to, I think... Oh, we can't... Can we change this? So we can't even change this. It's just very annoying. Alright. Do they have any... I don't suppose they have Firefox or Chrome. Alright, so we just have to download this another way. So what we can do is go to my GitHub. Actually, not my GitHub. We can go to File. File transfers. HTTP. Here we go. We can use search util probably. To go back here. Nope. Can I copy? Oh my goodness, what am I doing? I guess paste is a little too much to ask for. Let's just move this out the way. I have part of this cheat sheet. This is basically my knowledge base. Let's just see if certutil is even... Oops, util.exe. Okay, it is good. So we can do URL cache split -f http 10.13.2.1.3.5 rivesk, and then I think it was win. I have to see. PowerShell wget. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna do it this way anyway. WinPeas any spelled like that. WinPeas any.exe. Okay. Go back to this file transfer. And then you just need the location, which is going to be C users Sage WinPeas. Spelled WinPeas wrong, but that's okay. And hopefully it doesn't get removed. If we do a DIR, we should see it here. We do. So if we now do WinPeas like that, it doesn't work, which is fine. What we do need to do is set... we go to GitHub, WinPeas. There is a very quick trick you can do. Yes, the colors. Here we go. So I'm probably actually going to have to do this thing again. Right, so we're going to do reg add hkcu /console /v virtual terminal level /t reg dword /d. It should work. That did work. Now the only thing we have to do is restart the command prompt. Do CMD again. There we go. Okay, and if we do /win p, if I do -h now, there we go. We have colors, lovely colors. Okay, so what we'll do, yeah, we'll just run it, I guess. We'll do quiet, and that should be fine. So this is probably not going to be a kernel exploit. It would be a bit weird if it was, to be honest. But let's have a look anyway. This is going to take a while, I can feel it. Oh, no, okay, it was just stopped. Okay, got some information. So obviously we are just looking really for... Red stuff is interesting. I still believe it's yellow and red that we are most interested in. We can modify and start some services. That's always useful to know as well. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. We'll just let it run through, and then I guess we'll go page up and down. Although it looks like... No, that's a... Never mind. That wasn't anything, I don't think. Trying to read this when it's going so fast is kind of hard. Windows credentials... No. Okay, there are some cached creds that look like, maybe? Okay. That ended. Good. Now if I just go all the way up. Alright. Does page up and page down work? It does, I think. Nope. It just takes me all the way to the freaking end. Okay, page up. Or not. Alright, we're gonna have to go all the way down and just scroll, I think. Jeez, come on. Okay. Does scrolling work? Yes. At least scrolling works. Let me go get Raven though. I think would be good. And then we can go from there. So I'll be right back with Raven for Rod Admin. Oh, there's Raven. Hey, sweetie. Hopefully she's not going to bite me this time. You want to go? Alright, go on in. Out you go. Cool. Alright. Let's see if we can do this. This is basically just a privilege escalation box, which is kind of interesting. Alright, so it's probably not going to be any of these. Computer name is TryHackMe Quotient, makes sense. Nothing in there. Okay, okay. Basically just looking for anything that looks weird right now. Anything on red, I'm kind of just stopping on and having a look. But honestly, there's not much that seems to be interesting here. Okay. So our groups, the main users, everyone built-in remote desktop users, remote interactive, logon interactive, blah blah blah. Yeah, this makes sense. So we can change our password. That really doesn't matter. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Privileges, we have 3, and none of them really are useful. So that's good. Okay, there's a few users. Obviously, the admin user is what we want. Obviously, we can access. We have all access to everything in the user Sage directory. That's kind of just makes sense as well. What else we got here though? Okay. This is the running processes that aren't running as Microsoft. Obviously, it detected our WinPeas process. Nothing else looks interesting though. Okay. So this is an interesting thing. There's a development service C program files, development files, dev service files, service.exe stopped. No quotes and space detected. And development is spelt wrong, which means it's probably, yeah, that probably is something. Let's actually make a new Notion thing for this box. Shit, where are we? Quotient. And then we'll do stream raiders. Quotient. Empty. Full width. Okay, so I probably can't copy, unfortunately, but the... Unless I can. No. I'm using Notion. So I'm going to have to do this a little differently. There we go. Can make this a little bit smaller so I can just type this in. We're going to use this, so development service. Oops. And it's called develop minute service. Is it C program files, development files, dev service files, service.exe. No quotes. So that's useful because of a quirk in Windows. That might be something. That might be just a false positive. Not false positive. Might be something weird though. Looks like you can modify or stop some services. Okay. Which is interesting. Okay. This RM service looks, I guess. Generic execute. Okay, what else we got here? We can create files within the development files directory. Okay. I'm going to make a note of that actually, because this is probably honestly the way this box is working out. It looks like this is the thing. So we can create files in C, program files, development files. Yeah, okay. The question is, can we start that development service is the real question, I guess. Just keep going down. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, this is There's a net NTLM with just Sage's password in it, I guess. That's obviously nothing, because we already know Sage's password. Alright. Let's just go to the services app. Since we have RDP, there should be a dev service of some kind. And I just want to see if we can actually do anything with it. This development service, we can't start it. Which is interesting. What's the RM service though? Is it this one? Yeah. Radio management airplane mode service, so... So the way I would usually exploit this is obviously if we could start this development service, this is game over because we can just create a new executable. We can create devservice.exe. The problem is we can't apparently start this service. Oops. It says it's automatic. I don't know. That's weird. What? I mean, if I have permissions over that executable, it doesn't really matter because I can't start the service. Alright, I'm just going to open another terminal so I don't lose all this information. CLS. Program files / development. See, I can write in here. Right? I can't do anything in this. And I can't do anything in this. I have write permissions in the development files directory. I guess we should probably just look in there and see if there's anything interesting in that directory. Grant everyone F. I mean, yeah, if I have access to it, but... But again, just being able to grant the file doesn't change my fact that I cannot start the service. Like, if I ran this service file, it's just going to run as my user, which gives me nothing. There's nothing in here. Let's go to Hack Tricks. Because maybe there's something I'm just missing. Where is services? Is it gonna work? Come on. Oh, services. All right. So we can use SC to, I think, enumerate some permissions. SC query. And the service name is going to be development service in quotes. Come on. Oops, service. Yeah, unquoted service paths is what I figured, but the problem with unquoted service paths is it only works if I can start the service. I don't think I can start the service. The service is set to automatic startup, but the... Oh, so maybe... But it's stopped. So maybe I have to restart the box. That might be it, actually, if I can just restart the box. Yeah, that's what I was just... Yeah, that's true what I just said. Okay, so... This... It was just... It was confusing me because it was stopped. So if we see back here... Yeah, it's set to automatic startup, but it's stopped right now. It's not running. But I imagine what happened is this service executable just exits, and that's why it's stopped. So I imagine that's probably what we have to do. Alright, so we do MSF Venom-P Windows. We should probably just do MSF. Yeah, I just don't want to break out access check because we already kind of know. List payloads. Grep Windows. Actually, I think I have in my list here, don't I have no display payloads, where are they? Here we go. We're gonna have a stageless one. Shell.exe. Okay, so we're going to have lhost equals 10, 13, 2, 1, 2, 5. Our port equals 4444. That should be okay. And we'll create an NC. Listener is still in use. Ah, crap. It's probably all my freaking TMUX sessions. Alright, we're going to do another one. We're going to do 4445. Okay. Oh, the battle's ready for Stream Raiders. Let's do Stream Raiders. Apparently I have a bunch of unattached TMUX sessions that I didn't even know existed, and they are presumably running a bunch of more stuff. So after the stream, I'm definitely going to have a look at those. Alright, we're going to do Stream Raiders. All I'm going to do while Stream Raiders is going, we're going to just go upload this to the box. Or not. Sorry, I'll be there in a sec. Okay. Alright, open captain chest. Alright, well done, Tim GTA and Bozo 1 DOS. I have a feeling this is going to be near the end of the stream anyway, so... right, so I basically just copied the shell over. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to run it as my regular user and make sure it does actually work. I keep fucking clicking that one. I shouldn't. So if I now just do ./shell.exe... that works. We get a shell as Sage. Perfect. You know what? We should probably just do that anyway, because then I can at least type the commands better. Or not. No, whatever. So what we have to do here is... This is going to be a very quick lesson in how Windows paths work. So I'm going to copy this. This development service has a path that basically says, when I start up, run this. All right, run this string. Okay, the string obviously points to service.exe. And so since service.exe exists, it's going to run service.exe. However, a service doesn't necessarily have to just be a path, right, to an executable. It can have arguments. All right, so you could run this with an argument, I don't know, let's just say T10, right? That's fine. That works. The problem is, how does Windows know when the where the binary is and where the arguments are? Because obviously arguments are separated by spaces. Okay. And you might say, well, it's obvious, right? Because, you know, program is not a binary, neither's development, neither's dev service, but service.exe is, it has .exe. Only Windows is amazingly helpful in that you don't need to type the .exe to run something, right? You can just type service, which means when Windows is presented with this, and it basically said, hey, run this for me, it gets confused. And it's like, well, I don't know what to run, but I'll figure it out. I'm clever. So what it does is it says, okay, well, let's go up all the way to the first space. Here's the first space. So it says run C program. Okay, is there a program.exe in the C directory? There's not. All right, they can't mean that then. Let's go to the next space. So the next space is here. So say, okay, well, is there a development.exe in the program files directory? There's not. All right, they clearly didn't mean that. Go to the next space right here. Is there a dev service.exe file in the development files directory? There's not. All right, fine. Is there a service.exe file in the dev service files directory? There is. Perfect. That's what they meant. We're going to run that file and we're going to use these as arguments. However, if it found program.exe or development.exe or devservice.exe in these specific directories, it would instead run that file. So if program.exe existed, it would run program.exe and it would pass it all of this as arguments. Right? So it would pass it files/development as argument number 1, files/devservice is argument number 2, files/server.exe is argument number 3, and obviously -T10 is arguments 5 and 6. Does that make sense? And what's really useful here is we can create files in the C program files development files directory. So we can create devservice.exe. Yeah, we do need to check write permissions, but we already did that. WinP's found that out for us. So we can just create devservice.exe, spelled exactly this way, and hopefully when that when the service executes, it's going to run our file. So let's do that. So it's devservice with no spaces and a capital D. So what we're going to do, we're going to copy shell.exe into C program files, development files, devservice.exe. Okay, And that works. Now we can do an LS. Program files, development files. And there we go. We have devservice.exe as well as this lovely dev service files directory. So now we keep this loaded. If we do a restart, I believe, hopefully, restart the box. Yep, unplanned is fine. When this box restarts, it should, because that service is set to automated, unless this is a really another kind of privesc. As soon as it starts up, it should run that service as system, which obviously connects back. Yeah, we should get that connection. Nice one, Meg. Cybersec Meg is by far my most favorite human on the planet. I'm chuffed to bits that I have her as a friend. Oh, there we go. Perfect timing. Look at that. And if I do, who am I? We are NT Authority System. And obviously, if I cd into C users / administrator. Oops, administrator. Oh, yep, dir cd onto the desktop. And if we type flag.txt, yes, we're in.
We are in.
All right, so I'm going to copy that flag. You can learn about that, by the way, on my course. That is something we cover. There's various manual ways of enumerating those that I go over in the course as well. We also use WinPs. But there's various files, and especially Access Check, which someone mentioned earlier. Access Check is really good. It's just very old and honestly just, a bit annoying. But yeah, that's a pretty fun trick on Windows. Web app course is coming, don't worry. It'll be ready at some point this year. Okay. Any questions about that? Because it's pretty much time to go. I'm gonna see if there's anybody streaming. There's nobody streaming in English anyway. Thank you, Stuff Norwegian. But yeah. If you have a question, type it now. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for Cyber Mentoring Monday. That was a good box. The first box was it was interesting. There were some weird bits. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. It was definitely easy, but it was definitely a more challenging easy box, I guess. Any DEFCON tips for a first timer? Find friend groups, I guess, and hang out with them and just get to know people. I would definitely recommend doing it with friends and meeting up with people if you can. Yeah. just spend the time with people. Honestly, a lot of people don't go to DEF CON for the talks. But yeah. Yeah, if you see me at DEF CON, just come say hi, honestly. I don't care. I will be there. I can't, obviously I can't say where I'll be every day. I have a few friend groups that I'm hanging out with, so it really depends. But yeah. It's also, last year was my first time, and last year there was only 10,000 people there, and this year there's going to be at least 30,000-ish. So it's going to be slightly more packed than it was last year, even though last year it was freaking packed. So, all right, let's put the stream ending thing up here, and there are my socials. Please follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and obviously follow me on Twitch if you're not already following me on Twitch, I should say. You'll get notifications when I go live, as well as if you join the Discord server. I generally post in there as well, and on Twitter. But hopefully I'll do a Wednesday stream. It really depends. I'm hoping to anyway. Otherwise, if I don't, I will see you on Friday. I hope everyone has a great rest of the week, and I will see you